Welcome to the Wealthy Woman by Design show with me, your host, Tierra Womack, where I have the honor of bringing guests on who inspire me to share their stories of stepping into a money mindset of wealth and how they embody their soul's design in their business and in their life so they can have success on their terms. So today I have the lovely Cassie Howard joining me. This powerhouse is an online business mentor for women. She is most known for her savvy sales skills and her ability to make business simple, fun, and sustainable. Her approach to business and money is one that has attracted the attention of women all around the world, including myself, in their own attempt to build the mind-blowing business of their dreams. What she teaches in her programs, masterclasses, and individual trainings is something that she embodies in her own company every single day. A company that has generated over 8 figures, y'all, over 8 figures cash in just a few short years. She enjoys breaking the rules and doing what others tell her she can't. Her unique way of doing business has changed the game in the coaching and mentoring space, and many of her clients have surpassed milestones and created shocking success at rapid speed. Cassie is a huge proponent of success on your terms. She believes that you really can be, do, and have anything you want, and you can experience it your very own way. She teaches work ethic, staying power, big, bold moves, and long game focus, alongside her many teachings on money, sales, and social media. She is someone that wants every woman to win and is passionate in supporting her clients on their journey to limitless success. So welcome to the show, Cassie.
Thank you for that intro. That was amazing.
Oh my gosh. So before we started recording, y'all, I was having a real fangirl moment, and I still am unapologetically. I have literally watched this woman create paths that have moved the coaching industry forward, but in such unorthodox ways. And it's my pleasure to have you on the show today. So thank you again.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, yes, yes. So the Wealthy Woman by Design show is all about how you came to claim your prosperity codes and how you turned abundance into a way of life. And so one of the things that really has stood out to me watching you over the last 2 years that I've been in the coaching space is this whole concept. Like I've heard, I don't know if you've heard this saying, like to become the leader you wish you had. Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
And so that's exactly what I feel like with you. Like some of us are chosen to be those leaders, to become those leaders that we wish we have. And I feel like you are that. So as a trailblazer embodying that, can you walk us through the process for you, like how you built up or maintain the energy to be that leader on a daily basis? Like the first time you realize, like, I have to do it this way because it's not being done. Like that is scary, and that is some brave shit to do.
Yeah, I remember the day that I finally decided, like, oh, okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to lead this thing. It came from a moment of frustration where I could not for the life of me find someone who was doing things in the way that I wanted to do things, which was essentially breaking the rules. Because there's a lot of rules in the coaching industry, there's a lot of rules, and I don't like most of them. And I was like, I don't want to do this if I have to do it that way. But I want to do this because I know how important this work is. So I've got to be the one to break the rules first. And so while I don't break all the rules first anymore, lots of people are doing this now. But I found when I was starting out in the coaching space, at least to my knowledge, I was the first one to stop doing certain things and still being successful. And so people would see me and go, oh, well, she did that, or she stopped doing that and she's having success. Maybe I'll do that too, because I really don't want to do that thing. And so then it just kind of, in all honesty, became kind of an addiction. I was like, what else what other rule can I break? What else can I do? Like, I really enjoy taking things that people tell me I can't do and doing them, or people telling me I have to do and doing the opposite and finding success. And every single time I find success because you really can do it your way. And this is the biggest thing I learned. So I want other people to know that, like, you can have success and you can have it on your terms.
Yeah, I love that. Like, for those of you who are not following Cassie on Instagram, please do. But what I love is like in your stories and whatnot, you get such an energy of you really enjoy this shit. Like you really like it'll
Yeah.
be something as simple as like you'll have your matcha tea and like looking out at the view, but it's like I can tell like this is going to be a good day. Like when you say those things, like I can feel the energy of what you're putting into what you put out, and it feels, I mean, I know authentic is such a buzzword now in the line, but it feels like that. Like I get giddy watching your stories because I'm like, what is she going to do today? Like, what is she up to? What is going on? And like, y'all, I have watched this woman gift like $20,000 programs, like just being in such a place of service and integrity and giving back. I mean, even this show, those of you tuning in, you know that this show is, I'm not a new entrepreneur, but this is a very new show. So, knowing that there are hundreds of other shows Cassie could be on, but still reaching back and, bringing some of us forward is like, the essence of who she truly is. And that's something like there was even a point, Cassie, where I didn't even want to be called a coach anymore. Cause I'm like, there are so many people in the industry that have just messed up the name and they're not moving from a place of service. Like, yes, I mean, I love money, right? Like we do the things for the money and the success, but at the same times, it's like those ways, like the bro marketing and all those other things that I don't see you doing. I never see you say one thing and do something else, or say like, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Like you all do this while I'm watching you do ads, and you know what I mean? All of those things. So I just, it's such a breath of fresh air to watch you move in the
Oh,
space.
well, thank you. And that's always been my intention is I want to show people a different way, because the whole like bro marketing thing, I'm not even saying it's wrong. It's just, it's wrong for me. I don't
Right.
like it. I don't resonate with it. And that's really what I saw when I came into the coaching space, was only that. And I was like, this can't be the only way. Like, let's start a revolution. Let's do it in a completely different way. And I'm certainly not the first person to do it this way. Like there was a whole other side of the industry that I didn't even know existed, of women who were just like doing it in a different way than everyone else was doing it. And it felt so refreshing. And I just wanted to go a step further. I was like, let's see how else we can
Let's
shake
see.
things up. Yeah.
I love that, but also doing things that you enjoy,
Always,
Yep.
always. You
First and
can be
foremost.
successful doing what you love. People think that you have to sacrifice, and you really truly don't. I mean, you might have to sacrifice a bit of time in the early stages of your business, sure. But in terms of doing like what you get paid for, you get to do anything you want. So you
Yeah,
might as well choose a path that feels good for you.
absolutely. And so hearing you say that, I feel like, again, I've been an entrepreneur 18 years, but in the coaching space for only 2. And if I could really go back to when I first came into the space and doing things, only the things that lit me up versus all the things I was told I needed to do. I just wonder what this journey would have been like for me. And I know there are so many other people, female entrepreneurs, that listen to the show and can feel the same way as I. Like before we're told all the things to do, you should do, you could do, and it's overwhelming. It's like, what do you truly want to do? And moving from that capacity.
Yeah.
I
And
love that.
I honestly, though, I really am grateful that I went through all of that, because I really don't think I'd be as strong as I am now, or as confident as I am now, if I had not. If I was just like, okay, everything gets to be perfect and exactly how I want it to from the beginning, I think it would have messed with my ego a little bit. And I wouldn't be the person I am today. So I'm grateful for it. But I don't think you need to, like, I just love to give people options. I say
Yes.
there's this one way that's bro marketing or whatever you want to call it. And then there's this other way, and it's whatever one you want, like whichever one feels best for you, go that way. And you can always change it later. You can adapt it, but you get to choose whatever path is aligned for you.
Yeah. And it's so simple. Like listening to you, I'm like, of course. But, it's scary too, because it's that
Yeah.
thing of like, what if you get it wrong? Like, I know for me on my money journey, there was a point where I hit 7 figures, and then I filed bankruptcy when I left a narcissistic abusive relationship. And it's like, then that became all the things I did wrong to be in that situation to did it. So then I didn't trust my decisions anymore. Right. So I was relearning and remembering the things that lit me up on that rebuild process 2 years ago. But at the same time, it's like, but do I? Because now I can't really trust myself. So I love how you how you put that in. That's a big element of my show, my teachings, my coaching is like not just bringing abundance into your life when everything's going well, but like when shit is low, like when
Yeah.
you are down and out. And what I love is this story. So Cassie tells, I don't know, one of the containers, you tell this story about, I think it's Millionaire Musings, maybe, the Four Seasons, like how
Mhm.
so I'm gonna tell a little bit and then Cassie can jump in. So I mean, literally, y'all, I cried when Cassie was telling this story because it was like one of those moments where you're trying to get back to the true essence of who you are and feel abundant and all of the things, right? And so people, I feel like in our industry will give you little tips and tricks, but like not the actual to do. And so Cassie was saying how she used to go to Four Seasons in Canada, right?
Mhm.
And not really being able to afford to stay there, but just to be in the essence and the energy. And one thing that she remembered is like they would open the door and say, "Welcome home." Right. And so for her, it's like as she was bringing in more money in her business, then she would get, one of the rooms and stay overnight. And then as more money came in, it went from like the one room to the junior suite, from the junior suite to the penthouse. And so now it's like that is literally a part of the essence of who she is, being able to stay at the Four Seasons. Like they know who she is, no matter where she is around the world, going to Four Seasons. But it started with, and some of you listening right now may only be able to go and just have your laptop, Wi-Fi, and get water. But you're in the energy of Four Seasons. You're in the energy of prosperity and wealth activation along your journey. It's like the little things that you can do like this every single day to help you stay in that state of abundance. So I just wanted to share that story because it impacted me so much when I heard you say that. So to hear you from there to where you are now, 8-figure businesswoman.
That I think that really did set things off for me was
Mhm.
was going there. And I didn't even have that intention. It was just a friend invited me one time. She said, "Do you want to go and just work at the Four Seasons?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." And then when I was there, like you just feel different when
Mhm.
you're sitting in
The
a Four
sun
Seasons.
shines different.
Yes,
Yes.
it's like I could not have anticipated, but I walked in one person and I walked out another person. Like it
Yes.
changed me. Just
Mhm.
sitting in the little lounge area. I think I got like a tea or something, like whatever was the cheapest thing on the
Yep.
menu. And I
Yep.
stayed there for like 6 hours and I just
Mhm.
worked on my laptop with my friend, had sips and sips of tea so I didn't
Yeah.
have to buy another one, just tiny little sips. And yeah, and now I go there and I typically will stay in like the biggest suite in the
Mhm.
hotel, and they have it ready for me. They know what temperature to set my room to, what kind of
Mhm.
pillows I like. Like
Yeah.
they're if you want an example of like really incredible customer service,
Mhm.
go to the Four Seasons. Like it's top notch. But it really did change my perception of wealth. I
Yeah.
would go there and I would work, but then I started to go there and I would have lunch and I would just
Mhm.
eavesdrop on all the money conversations, because there was a
Mhm.
lot of big money conversations I would overhear, and I would just go there to eavesdrop, and I learned
Mhm.
so much from that. So it was a huge part of my story for sure, and still
Mhm.
is.
Yes. So, guys, and again, on her story, she'll show sometimes like she's literally in the Four Seasons when she does different events and whatnot. Like that is such a powerful example of manifestation. And so, for some of you listening in and you're, send me the questions around manifesting from your lowest point. Like these are some of the things you can do that don't take a lot of money, but can put you in the energy and in that vortex that we are looking to be within and really to move from that place of where we're going. So that is an incredible story that I wanted to share. And then I want to shift into your $500,000 tax bill because
Okay.
y'all, my woman, she is really making money again on her terms, right? But we think about wanting to bring in $1 million, 500,000 in revenue, let alone to bring in so much abundance in your business that you have a $500,000 tax bill. And that stood out to me so much because again, for me, when I first hit 7 figures, me not coming from money, my nervous system wasn't regulated for that. So it was like I couldn't even enjoy the money as much as I wanted to because I'm thinking of all those things like the taxes and and me figuring it out on my own. Am I going to do it right? Is it, you hear those horror stories around money. So I love the fact that how you have embraced this $500,000 tax bill. So if you can touch on that, a little bit, you know, I would love for our listeners to hear that.
Yeah, it's so funny when I think back to just a few years ago, I would get a tax bill. I think my big tax bill at that point was like maybe 30,000 or something like that. And I remember feeling like I was going to die. I was like, this is the worst case scenario. $30,000 they expect me to pay 30, like it was awful. And now it's like $500,000. I get the bill 5 minutes later it's paid, and it's like nothing. Like it's such a different feeling, but it
Wow.
really did take me time to get there. It's not something where you're just like, okay, I'm just going to embrace it. And now it's just like, oh, no big deal. Like it is a big deal. Like that amount of money in one payment is a big deal, no matter what. But it's feeling safe with money and feeling safe with circulating money in that sense. And that took me years to get to this point now, working with mentors, doing the energetic work. And then even the strategic piece of like my tax bill should have actually been a lot higher than that, but I have a fantastic accounting team that helps me to like get it as low as possible. So like actually working on that piece, as well as having really incredible people on your team who can support you with all the money stuff, because it's not just about getting the bill and paying the bill. It's understanding the bill and understanding different ways that you can, you know, keep more of your money and move more of your money and have it in different places and use it for different things. Even investing in your business, people see that as losing money. It's like, it's a tax write-off. Like that's a good thing for your business.
Yeah. Oh, I love that perspective, because for me, that is what I see so often with clients. And again, I'm my biggest client. So, you know, with that nervous system regulation of like, it's okay. Like, don't negate it, put some attention to it, and then be in that energy of like, okay, if I have a $500,000 tax bill, think about how much money I brought into my business and celebrating that.
Yeah.
So I love that. I love it. And you know, one other thing that I wanted to touch on is like, is there a specific, you talked about the energetics just now, is there a specific way you start the day where you get into this energy of abundance and prosperity?
Is it? It's not an everyday thing. It's different. But most of the time, the way that I do it, although I'm not doing it from this mindset of, okay, I need to get into the vibes, it's more so it's just become a habit now, but it did start that way of I need to get into the success vibes, wealth vibes, money vibes, whatever. And what I do now is I basically, my team and I are in Voxer every day. And we have different things that we'll say to each other. So today was, instead of, you know, happy Monday, it's happy $1 million Monday. And then Tuesday's like happy $2 million Tuesday. And Wednesday's Empire Day, which we have bigger conversations. We have $5 million Friday, like just like things like that, where it's like, this could be $1 million month. It could be a $2 million month. Like it really could. And let's just pretend that it is, because the next thing you know, it is.
It is.
So that's how we usually do it. Yeah. So I get my team involved. I find it's more impactful for me when I have other people doing it with me.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. I love that answer, because typically people say the meditations and the this and the that, but it's like, no, involving my people. Who are my people? Getting in that energy. I love that.
It's the what if game. What if this is $1 million month? What if this is a $100,000 day? Like we have conversations like that too. It's not just like happy $1 million Monday. It's like happy $1 million Monday. Let's see how fast we can make $1 million, you know, like that kind of stuff.
I love that. Love it. Well, like with this, and all of the success that you've had thus far over 6 years now in the industry, right?
2015. What is that?
Okay. Well, they didn't teach math.
8 years?
Oh, yes.
8 years. Yes. I'm not good at math either.
Yeah, they didn't tell. Yeah, okay. Don't judge, you know, everyone who's listening. So, what would you say was your biggest money block that you had to overcome in allowing success into your business?
The biggest thing for me, I think, that stopped me was feeling like I couldn't manage it. That's not the right word, but that's kind of to describe how I was feeling. It's like, if I have too much money, I don't know what to do. Like, what if somebody tries to take it from me? Or what if this bad thing happens? Or, you know, what if people pretend to be friends with me just because I'm wealthy? Like I was thinking of like celebrities and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that kind of thing. And then also I was just worried that I'm going to receive a whole bunch of money once. And then it's like, then I'm just scared, like, can I do it again? So I had to work on that and see myself as being capable.
I love that. And I love how that's something that you touch on quite a bit in your coaching, is like the removal of feast and famine cycles, like implementing the strategy in the energetics of it so that you have stability and long-term success, like long-term empire building. Love, love, love that. Well, now I want to kind of shift into rapid fire questions that I ask all of my guests. And it's just a few questions. So the first is, who is inspiring you right now?
Who's inspiring me right now?
Mm-hmm.
The same person who always inspires me, which is myself.
Yeah.
I inspire me. But I will also, I will give you another name though. So it's the same answer in terms of like somebody who always inspires me is Pamela Anderson. She's always been my number one inspiration. She's the first person who I learned about like getting paid to be you. Like she was just, you know, at a game and was like, "Oh, you're beautiful. You want to be a model?" She's like, okay. So she's the same. Yeah. She's somebody who really inspires me.
I love that. Okay. And the second question is, what's the best advice you've ever received, or just something that's on your brain now that you're like, damn, that was really good?
I think best advice I've ever received, I think, is the one. And that would be yourself. And I know it's like so cliche, but it's one of those things where I would hear it, but I wouldn't listen. I'd hear it and I'd be like, yeah, but I'd be me, but I'm too weird. I'd be me, but I'm too loud. Or and eventually it stuck one time where I was like, I'm actually pretty awesome. So I'm just going to be me. And if people don't like me, they're lost.
Oh, please, everyone, feel into that. I am taking all of that in because, you know, that's kind of where I am in. I like to call it like thawing out from who I thought I had to be. And then it's like, I call it coming out of like the spiritual closet. And I'm like, oh, you know, because like you said, weird and everything else, but realizing like I am so attracted to your weirdness. So thank God you embraced your weirdness, Cassie, because for so many of us, we needed it, right? So, well, that pretty much wraps up our show. Is there anything in particular that you are working on right now or have going on that you want to touch on?
There's nothing really new, I would say, other than my usual things that I do each month, like my 10K in 10 days program that's coming back in December. We're starting to prepare for that, which is exciting. But I would say Millionaire Musings, because that's something where we have big things behind the scenes that we're preparing that we haven't even told you guys about yet that are coming. Some secret little things. And it's just my favorite place, our little Voxer where I just share my, you know, my tidbits and different things that come up. It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, no, I love the riffs. It is a vibe. It is a vibe. Well, everyone, if you've enjoyed the show, please share it with a friend or three so we can spread the value, spread the love. If you are looking for support in activating wealth in your life, removing those money blocks, embodying your human design for more money flow, all of the things, please reach out to me and let's have a chat. You can DM me on Instagram at The Brave Way, send an email, hi@thebravewaytribe.com. All the ways to get in touch will also be in the show notes, and how to get in touch with Cassie. So Cassie, I want to sincerely thank you for being on the show today. From the bottom of my heart, I appreciate you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.